Hi everyone, so first of all what you need to do is get some epoxy sculpt and mix the two parts together. It's a 50-50 mix and you just have to make sure you really mix it together well. I tend to mix it together for about sort of 2 or 3 minutes just to make sure it's really thoroughly mixed together, because if you don't thoroughly mix part A and part B together, you'll find it either won't set and it'll stay soft, or it'll just go weird. Most of the time, if you haven't mixed it enough, it just won't set and it'll just stay squishy and weird, or it'll crumble. So what I'm doing now is, after I've mixed it thoroughly, I'm rolling a small ball of it in my hand, and what you need to do is feel and try and get the balls roughly the same size. Just have a little look. As you can see, that one's a bit bigger than the other, so I just pinched a bit off, rolled it again, and it roughly matched. Place it on a plastic surface or a glass surface just so you can peel it off later, and press it down a little bit, and then use a rounded brush end to create the hole in the middle. That's where you're going to create the iris of the eye. And with the epoxy sculpt, make sure you dip your paintbrush in water. I tried just dipping it and wiping it with a baby wipe. It wasn't enough moisture to stop it sticking to the epoxy sculpt. And then do a little twisting motion and it should lift out fairly easily. As you can see at the top, I did make some out of air drying clay first of all, but that just didn't work. They crack too much. Normally I make this out of polymer clay, but for some reason I've put my polymer clay somewhere and I can't find it. Curse of tidying up the art studio, that is. I've tidied up my studio and now I can't find anything. Typical. So what I'm doing is making these out of epoxy sculpt, which works just as well. It just means instead of baking it for half an hour and being ready to go with decorating and stuff, it just means I've got to leave these to set for 24 hours, which is no biggie. Just leave them overnight. Looks like 12 to 24 hours. 24 hours to be fully, completely set. So as you can see, I'm just making a couple of different sets of eyes. I've got a couple of dolls I'm working on. I've got a Bratz doll that I'm putting inset eyes on just to see what it looks like. I've got a Skeletor doll, as you can see there, where I've cut the eye holes out because I need to put inset eyes in her. So I'm making a few pairs, so I've got a few variations. And basically all you do is just keep rolling balls of epoxy sculpt and then press your paintbrush into them. You need a paintbrush that's got like a rounded end to it that's a decent size. This is actually a makeup brush. And just use that to create the hole in the middle. As you can see just above where I'm working, I have actually made a mould. This is just going to give me the basic dome shape. So I can make them with a flat back, but I probably won't use that. I'm going to actually get me a mould. I've seen some on Amazon that I'm going to try at some point. Again, not sponsored. I'm just saying where I'm getting my stuff from. I get most of my supplies either from Amazon, Hobbycraft, The Works. There's quite a few shops I go to. So yeah, I'm just rolling a few balls of the epoxy sculpt, making sure I use up all the epoxy sculpt I've mixed because I don't want to waste any. And then creating different size eyes. The last pair of eyes I decided to make a bit smaller, just so I've got some variation, because I wasn't 100% sure exactly what size I wanted for the dolls that I'm making. And then once you've completed the actual basic shape of the eye, leave it to set for 24 hours so it's fully cured. Okay, so you'll have to excuse the lighting because it's gone all dark and rainy outside, which is lovely because I've been melting for the last few days. So my clay eyes are dry, the epoxy sculpt ones. So what I need to do now is paint them. And the ones I want for the Grim, I'm going to check size first. Do I want this size so that they're big? Maybe. Might struggle to fit them in her head though. Hold on. Try sculpting on here. They got stuck to the thing, but you can snap them off. Oop. Let's try this size. Come on. That'd be a good size. Let me get some blue tack. I'm trying to balance it on my finger. Yeah, that'd be a good size. Yeah. So I want this size. Those two. Okay. Let's put them to one side for a bit. Right, so I'm going to do these two for her. So I need some paint. And because she's going to be a Grim, I'm going to just do solid black eyes. Need some water. Let's put some water on my dish. Sorry, it's been so hot, my paints are all going weird. That's how the heat's affecting them. Okay. Look, I've got to paint the outside of the eye anyway. Okay. Now, because I've used the epoxy sculpt, obviously the eyes are a bit too grey. So what I'm going to do as well is paint the white of the eyes. Let's just put that little bit of blue tack on there for me. In fact, I'll just stick it to the box. Not much of this shows through anyway, but it's just to get it a bit brighter. Same with this one. There we go. I can see inside the one eye there's a tiny bit of mist. Just touch that up. Okay, so that's the two for my Grim Reaper teenager. So what I need to do now is make some more for my other dolls. Just move that over there. So I want for the one that I'm working on, brown. So let's get a bit of this. Obviously not this shade of brown, I'm going to darken that. La, la, la. For these two. That's two brown ones. I'm going to paint the eyeballs after. These ones I want to be a bluish colour. I'm just doing a variety, so I've got some unusual ones. So I'm not going for like realistic eyes or anything. These are going to be more like fantasy eyes. I like this blue colour, that's nice. But yeah, you'll have to excuse the lighting. It's finally cool enough for me to film because I haven't been able to do anything for the last few days because I've been too hot and bothered. And then obviously my asthma kicks in when I'm hot and bothered. So this is the first time it's been cool enough for me to actually be like, right, let's get some stuff done. And it's gone all grey and horrible. And then for these last ones, I'll do some gold eyes. Ooh, see how they turn out. Now my gold paint's not the best, but it'll do the job. I find this gold paint I've got is a bit thin, but should still be enough for this. Yeah, that'd be alright. Might just have to do 2 layers. Don't know why, but it's like a really thin paint. Put a block of it in there and smush it around. It's a nice colour though. I think that'll look quite nice. Right, so what I've got to do now is give that a sec to dry, because otherwise it's just going to all smudge. And then I need to paint the pupils in the eyes on these 3, and then leave it to dry and then apply the resin. The resin I'm using is a 2-part resin. You just mix it 50-50, and it just cures by itself. It's not a UV resin. I am going to try UV resin because a lot of people seem to use that for their dolls, but for now I've just got like a bog standard artist's resin that I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave these to dry, and then I'll come back and show you what to do next. Okay, so what I've done is I've put the pupils in the eyes, painted the colours that I want. So now what I've got to do is mix the resin. To do that, I've got this resin. This is what I'm using. Not sponsored or anything, I'm just showing you what I'm using. And it's a 50-50 mix, so you just do it 50-50 in the little measuring jug. So I'm going to put part A in first, if I can open it. And I'm just going to fill that to the 10mm line. This will be way more than I probably need, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. In fact, I'll just do it halfway to 5mm. Right, so that's to roughly 5mm. Put it on a flat surface so I can measure it. I might as well do it to the 10mm, I'm not far off the 10mm. I can use the resin to create other things, it's fine. Just gotta wipe the excess off there, otherwise my lid will stay stuck to it forever. Right. And then I'm going to do the same for part B. This is going to be way more than I need, but I want to make sure it's precise. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is very gently stir it with the stick. I want to create as few bubbles as possible. So I've just got to mix it really slowly. Basically mix it till it's really thoroughly mixed together. If you don't mix it thoroughly, you'll get it where it won't set. But you want to do it nice and slow. Minimise the air bubbles. Got a few air bubbles in there, but nothing that's going to be too disastrous. And you mix it for about a minute or two. Just going to move it so everything's hopefully in shot. Okay, got a big bubble there, so just try and pop some of those bubbles. And then what I do is I use the spatula, so I just scoop some on the spatula like this. And just catch the drips. Wipe off the excess. Oops. Let's get that off my finger quick, otherwise I won't get it off. You want enough so it creates like a dome on the top of the eye. This is, as you can see, the messy part. Alright, that's it for that. Oh, I've got resin everywhere. Hold on. Yeah. No, don't fill the table with resin. Right. And then I've got these two little brown eyes I'm making for a brat doll that I'm inserting eyes into. Ooh. Come on. I've got these black eyes, but I wanted to put some glitter or something in the black eyes. So I need to see if I can find some. Sorry about knocking the camera, I just hit it with my head. As you do. I'm just going to put a tiny bit more in that one eye just to make it. So I want them domed at the top. And then these two, let's leave that there a sec. I'm going to try and find some glitter. There we go. As I said, I'd be really surprised if I haven't got any glitter anywhere. With the black of the eyes, I want to use this glitter. So what I'm going to have to do for this is mix it in. So I need something I can mix the glitter with. Oh, I've got this seashell, that'll do. Right. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to pour a bit of the resin into the seashell, like so. And then I'm going to take my glitter. I like this glitter, I think it'll look quite nice against the backdrop of the black of the eyes. I'm just going to mix my glitter in. So now I've got a nice glittery resin. This is how I did some glitter plugs not so long back. So I've got nice glittery resin, which I'm going to drop into the black eyes that I made. So they're going to be nice and sparkly, look. It's going to look nice. And then all you need to do is leave them to set for 24 hours and they're good to go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.